I spent 2 full weeks going through every single ingredient inside CitrusBurn. I read the clinical studies, I dug through real customer complaints, I compared it to every competitor out there, and I found something that most reviewers aren't telling you. The ingredients, they're real. The science behind them, also real. But there's a dosing problem, and it changes everything. CitrusBurn is the #1 selling supplement on ClickBank right now. It's marketed to women over 40 who are struggling with a slow metabolism. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether it deserves your money or not. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What actually is CitrusBurn? It's a capsule. 1 capsule once a day. Not a drink, not a powder. Just a simple pill you take every morning before breakfast with a glass of water. Inside that capsule, there are 7 plant-based ingredients plus something called chromium picolinate. I'll break down every single one of them in a minute. Don't worry. Now, the company behind CitrusBurn talks a lot about something they call metabolic lock. Here's what that means in plain English. After you hit 35 or 40, your body starts burning fewer calories on its own. That calorie burning process is called thermogenesis. Basically, your body making heat to burn energy. And as you go through hormonal changes like perimenopause or menopause, that process slows down even more. CitrusBurn says their mix of plant ingredients from the Mediterranean and Asia can help wake that process back up. And the big selling point? No harsh stimulants, no jitters, no crash. Now, here's something important that almost every other reviewer skips. The company says CitrusBurn is made in an FDA-registered, GMP-certified facility in the United States. Sounds impressive, right? But here's the thing. FDA-registered is not the same as FDA-approved. Registering your facility is just a basic legal requirement. Every supplement company has to do it. The FDA has never reviewed CitrusBurn. They've never tested it. They've never approved it. That's actually true for every dietary supplement on the market. But most people don't know that. Now you do. One more thing. CitrusBurn is only sold through their official website. You won't find it on Amazon, not on Walmart, not on eBay. Keep that in the back of your mind. It's going to matter later in this video. Quick question before we dive into the ingredients. Have you been seeing CitrusBurn ads everywhere lately? On Facebook, TikTok, Instagram? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious how you found out about it. All right, this is the part I spent the most time on. And honestly, it's the part that matters the most, because if the ingredients don't hold up, nothing else matters. Let's go through them one by one. First up, green tea leaf, specifically a compound inside it called EGCG. This is the most studied ingredient in the entire formula, and the research is actually solid. Multiple clinical trials show that EGCG can boost the number of calories you burn in a day by about 3 to 4%. That's roughly 60 to 80 extra calories every single day. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but over weeks and months it adds up. One study even found that it increased fat burning during exercise by 17%. And a big review of multiple studies showed about 1.3 kilograms, that's roughly 3 pounds, of weight loss over 12 weeks. Is it dramatic? No, but it's real, and it's been proven again and again. Next, berberine HCl. You might have seen this one all over TikTok. People call it nature's Ozempic. Now that's a stretch, but there is real science here. Berberine turns on something in your body called AMPK. Think of AMPK like a master switch for your metabolism. It's the same switch that a popular diabetes drug called metformin targets. A big review of 12 clinical studies found that people taking berberine lost about 2 kilograms, roughly 4.5 pounds. But here's the thing, berberine's best evidence isn't actually for weight loss. It's for blood sugar control. And that's super relevant for women over 40 because insulin sensitivity changes a lot during hormonal shifts. Third, bitter orange extract, also called P-synephrine. This is the main calorie burning ingredient in the formula. A 2012 review that looked at over 700 people across 30 studies found that it can slightly increase your resting metabolic rate, meaning you burn more calories even when you're sitting still. And no major heart problems were reported. But, and this is a big but, A newer study from 2022 found that weight loss from this ingredient alone was not statistically significant. In simple terms, on its own, it doesn't do much. It works better when it's combined with other ingredients, which is exactly how CitrusBurn uses it. Now, this next one is interesting. Chromium picolinate, and it's the only ingredient in the entire formula where we actually know the exact amount. It's 100 micrograms, which is 286% of your daily value. Chromium is well studied for helping manage blood sugar and improve how your body handles insulin. For women going through metabolic changes after 40, this is a solid addition. The rest of the formula rounds things out. Apple cider vinegar helps you feel full and eat less. Cayenne pepper, that's capsaicin, gives you a little calorie burning boost after meals. Ginger root helps with blood sugar and cravings. Korean red ginseng supports energy and that AMPK switch I mentioned earlier. Cinnamon bark, another blood sugar helper. Banaba leaf helps manage glucose, and resveratrol, an antioxidant that supports overall metabolism. Each of these has some science behind it. None of them are magic, but together they cover a lot of bases. But here's where things get really interesting. Okay, this is the part of the video that changes how you think about this product. CitrusBurn uses something called a proprietary blend. That's a fancy way of saying they tell you what's inside, but they don't tell you how much of each ingredient is in there. The total blend, just 510 milligrams for all 10 ingredients combined. Now, let me put that in perspective for you. The studies I just talked about, they used very specific amounts. Berberine was tested at 500 to 1500 milligrams per day. EGCG was tested at 250 to 500 milligrams. But the entire CitrusBurn blend, everything together, is only 510 milligrams. So if even 2 of those ingredients are at their research doses, there's basically nothing left for the other 8. Does that mean it's completely useless? Not necessarily. Lower doses might still do something, especially when multiple ingredients work together. But here's the honest truth. You can't look at the studies and then say CitrusBurn will give you the same results. The doses don't match up, and any reviewer who tells you otherwise is misleading you. I just wanted you to know that before you spend your money. If you're finding this helpful, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button. It takes 1 second and it helps this video reach more people who need this info. Okay, let's keep going. All right, let's talk about the complaints because they're out there. And any review that pretends they don't exist is lying to you. I went through forums, social media posts, and review sites to find the actual patterns. And here's what I found. Almost half, 46%, of the negative reviews come from people who bought CitrusBurn from unauthorized sellers. We're talking Amazon listings, random eBay stores, sketchy Facebook ads. These people got fake or badly stored bottles. And when they asked for a refund, denied, because they didn't buy from the official website. This is exactly why I said earlier, only buy from the official site. I'll put that link in the description. Another 31% quit within the first 2 or 3 weeks. Look, I get it. You want fast results, but the company says it takes 8 to 12 weeks of daily use before you start noticing real changes. Your metabolism doesn't flip a switch overnight. If you go in expecting magic in 1 week, you're going to be disappointed. 15% had an expectation problem. They saw those dramatic before and after ads and expected a huge transformation. When the results were gradual and modest, they felt let down. That's a marketing problem, not a product problem. And 8% had mild side effects, things like a warm feeling, slight headache, or a little stomach discomfort. Most of these went away after the first few days. So here's the real takeaway. Most complaints aren't about the product failing. They're about buying from the wrong place, quitting too soon, or expecting miracles. That said, I want to be straight with you. Real, independent, verified reviews of CitrusBurn are hard to find. The 4.9 star rating on their sales page, take that with a big grain of salt. Okay, this is the comparison a lot of you have been waiting for. Let's stack CitrusBurn against its two biggest competitors right now, Midolin and JavaBurn. Midolin works completely differently. Instead of focusing on thermogenesis, burning calories through heat, Midolin targets your mitochondria. Those are the tiny power plants inside your cells that create energy. It was ClickBank's #2 product back in December 2025, but its conversion rate was only 0.7%, while CitrusBurn was converting at nearly 5%. That gap tells you a lot about which product people are actually buying right now. JavaBurn is a powder you mix into your morning coffee. It leans heavily on caffeine to boost your metabolism. So if you're sensitive to caffeine or you just don't drink coffee, JavaBurn isn't going to work for you. It also doesn't target women over 40, specifically the way CitrusBurn does. So where does CitrusBurn win? No stimulants, super simple, 1 pill a day, and it's built specifically for women going through hormonal and metabolic changes after 40. The money back guarantee is also longer than most competitors. Where does it lose? That proprietary blend. Not knowing the exact ingredient doses is a real transparency problem. Some competitors are more upfront about what's inside their formula. Bottom line, if you're a woman over 40 looking for something gentle, stimulant-free, and designed for your specific situation, CitrusBurn fits that better than the other two. Have you tried Midolin, JavaBurn, or any other metabolism supplement before? I'd love to hear what worked for you. Drop it in the comments. And if you know someone who's been thinking about trying one of these, share this video with them. It might save them some money. All right, let me make this really simple. Think about CitrusBurn if you're a woman over 40 and your metabolism feels like it just stopped. If you've been through the hormonal ups and downs of perimenopause or menopause and the weight won't budge, if you've tried those hardcore fat burners before and hated the shaky hands, the racing heart, the sleepless nights, if you want something simple and natural that works alongside your diet and exercise, not instead of it, skip it if you want fast, dramatic weight loss. This isn't that. It's slow and gradual. If you're under 35 and your metabolism is fine, you don't need this. If you have any heart conditions, please talk to your doctor first because one of the ingredients can slightly raise blood pressure. And if it bothers you that the company hides the ingredient doses behind a proprietary blend, that's a completely fair reason to look elsewhere. And I can't say this enough. If you do decide to try it, only buy from the official website. Third-party sellers are the #1 reason people have bad experiences. Buying from them means fake products and no refund. The official link is right below in my description. Here's my honest verdict. CitrusBurn is a real supplement with real ingredients backed by real science. But go in with realistic expectations because that proprietary blend means you're probably not getting research-level doses. If you're a woman over 40 looking for gentle, stimulant-free metabolic support, the official link is in my description, and you're covered by their money-back guarantee. Hit subscribe. I've got more honest supplement breakdowns coming soon.